Sky veteran Courtney Vandersloot sends blunt response to Angel Reese. As we know, Angel Reese come out this week. She absolutely crushed her own teammates into the dust, and she even decided to go after a legend.
A 23-year-old sophomore publicly called out her 36-year-old veteran teammate, throwing subtle but sharp jabs about her age, questioning whether she could truly recover from injury, and implying that her best days were behind her. It was bold, unexpected, and it played out in front of the entire world. But what followed was something no one saw coming. The veteran didn't respond with insults or emotion. Instead, she handled it with poise. She calmly delivered a response rooted in experience, achievements, and undeniable facts, a lesson in professionalism that completely shifted the narrative. Her composed yet powerful rebuttal left Angel Reese scrambling to clarify her remarks. What unfolded became one of the most talked about exchanges in WNBA history, and it was all captured on camera.
Angel will not have the career that Courtney Vandersloot has had. She won't. You know why? Because I don't think the league's going to tolerate her long enough.
We're talking about Angel Reese, the same player who's been grabbing headlines all season, not just for her impact on the court, but for the attention surrounding her off it as well. The former LSU standout entered the league with sky-high confidence, carrying herself like she belonged among the elite from the very beginning.
Thinking she's James Harden, thinking that, after 2 seasons in the WNBA, she's some sort of commodity that has to be surrounded by the best and greatest players. That's Angel Reese and her delusion.
On the other side stands Courtney Vandersloot, a player who has dedicated more than 15 years to the WNBA. A 2-time WNBA champion and multiple-time All-Star, she has earned her reputation through consistency, toughness, and leadership. She represents the standard of what a veteran presence should be, someone younger players can learn from and respect. Things took a dramatic turn when Vandersloot suffered a serious ACL tear just 7 games into the 2025 season, a potentially career-altering injury, especially at this stage of her career. Rather than offering public support or solidarity as a teammate, Angel Reese chose that moment to make comments that many interpreted as unnecessary and poorly timed, adding fuel to an already sensitive situation.
Angel's gone. There is no way that Angel Reese and Courtney Vandersloot are going to be playing together again.
Angel Reese sat down for an interview with the Chicago Tribune, and it quickly turned into one of the most talked about conversations of the season. She didn't just share mild frustrations. She openly criticized aspects of her organization, questioned decisions made by the coaching staff, and most controversially, made pointed remarks about her injured teammate.
Angel Reese blamed her teammates and the organization for her 2nd consecutive season of huge embarrassing failure.
While discussing the future of the team, Angel Reese looked directly into the camera and delivered a statement that would quickly spark backlash, words that many believe may come back to follow her.
We can't rely on Courtney to come back at the age that she's at. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. We need someone probably a little younger with some experience, somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it before.
Wait a second. Did a second-year player really question whether a 2-time WNBA champion can recover from an injury? To many fans, it came off as bold to the point of being disrespectful. It wasn't just subtle criticism. It sounded like doubt directed at a veteran who has accomplished more than most players achieve in an entire career. And Reese didn't stop there. She went on to make it clear that she expects major changes moving forward, saying she's not willing to accept a repeat of this past season. She emphasized the need for the organization to bring in high-level talent, stating, "I'm not settling for the same stuff we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's non-negotiable for me."
Angel Reese wants out of Chicago and wants to go play for the Dallas Wings. She wants to go play with Paige Beckers, who's going to be the Rookie of the Year.
The reaction was intense. Many people felt the tone of the comments came across as entitled, especially coming from a player who hasn't yet completed 2 full WNBA seasons. To critics, It sounded like she was issuing demands as if she had already cemented a legacy comparable to the league's all-time greats. What made it even more sensitive was the timing. The remarks were made while her veteran teammate was still recovering from surgery, and some interpreted the comments as dismissive, as though the injured player were simply taking up space rather than working her way back. The basketball world responded immediately. Social media lit up with debate. Fans questioned whether it was appropriate for a sophomore to publicly cast doubt on a seasoned champion's ability to return from injury. Others pointed to the resume gap, 0 championships versus 2, and argued that respect should come before criticism.
Angel, girl, you're my angel, you're my darling. Angel, angel, angel. Another WNBA season of Angel Reese on the Chicago sky. And yet another year of Angel Reese quitting on her losing team.
But here's what separates true champions from everyone else. They don't have to raise their voices to command respect. They don't rely on drama or emotional outbursts to make a statement. Their resume, their consistency, and their character speak for them. And Courtney Vandersloot was about to remind everyone why she's been considered one of the league's elite guards for more than a decade. When Vandersloot finally addressed the situation, she didn't fire back with insults or escalate the tension. Instead, she responded with composure and perspective. Her message was calm, thoughtful, and grounded in experience, the kind of response that shifts a narrative without ever sounding defensive. Rather than attacking, she leaned on her body of work, her leadership, and her understanding of the game. It was a lesson in professionalism, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful response isn't loud, but measured and undeniable.
Sky Nation expect to see you back here next year?
Oh, absolutely. Contrary to what people say or think, my age is actually not a factor. I am coming back. I'm going to come back better than ever because that's what I've done. I put myself in a position to come back and compete even at this age.
But she wasn't done. Vandersloot added confidently, "I've put myself in a position to come back and compete, even at this age." No theatrics, no hostility, just calm assurance from someone who has spent 15 years proving herself at the highest level. It was the kind of statement that only a seasoned professional can deliver, steady, self-assured, and backed by a long track record of performance. She didn't mention Angel Reese by name, and she didn't need to. The message was clear. Her career speaks for itself. And that's what made the response so powerful. Courtney Vandersloot's resume is elite. She is a 2-time WNBA champion, with the Chicago Sky in 2021 and the New York Liberty in 2024, a multiple-time All-Star, and one of the most accomplished point guards of her generation. Over more than a decade in the league, she has consistently been among the top playmakers, building a reputation for leadership and unselfish excellence. She has made the playoffs numerous times and has been a central figure on championship-caliber teams. Across her career, Vandersloot has averaged roughly 12 points and over 6 assists per game, numbers that reflect both scoring ability and high-level playmaking. She has delivered in big moments against elite competition season after season. That's why the debate became so heated. When a younger player questions someone with that level of accomplishment, fans naturally compare resumes, longevity, championships, playoff success, and sustained excellence. Here's what makes it even more glaring for Angel Reese. Courtney Vandersloot has a history of coming back from major injuries stronger than ever. Back in 2019, she battled through setbacks and returned to the court with the same elite level of play that's defined her career. This is a player who has built her legacy on proving doubters wrong, time and time again. And now, a sophomore with no championships thinks she can dismiss her? The disrespect went beyond basketball. It bordered on personal. True leaders support their teammates when they're down. They lift them up, protect their morale, and show solidarity. They don't kick someone while they're recovering. That's where Vandersloot's brilliance shone. By taking the high road, responding with calm, measured confidence instead of petty insults, she highlighted the contrast between experience and immaturity. She didn't have to attack Reese. Her poise and professionalism did all the talking. In that moment, Reese's comments only underscored her own lack of understanding about what it truly means to be a professional athlete. Fans went wild on social media. Analysts slammed her lack of professionalism, and even fellow players quietly sided with Courtney Vandersloot. Angel Reese, who had been issuing ultimatums just days before, was forced to apologize, a complete reversal. The irony was clear: a player with no championships questioning a two-time champion's ability and experience. Vandersloot didn't need to argue. Her composure, resume, and measured response exposed Reese's immaturity and entitlement. The exchange became a masterclass in professionalism, showing young players how to handle disrespect with class, confidence, and precision. Respect is earned. Achievements speak louder than words, and true champions win both on and off the court. Exactly what Vandersloot proved.